Hey everybody. Oh my god. What is going on?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, hey everybody, what's going on? We having a little technical difficulties, but this is the Grown Man Click podcast. What's up? What's up? What's up? As soon as we get their mics on,
One,
they
two,
going they gonna get the rocket and rolling. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
two.
Everybody out there listening to us. I'm Richie Rich.
Scott
Two.
T.
Scott
One,
T.
two.
There we
One,
go.
two. And I'm not on the screen, but I'm Jerry. J.I., the mass creator. We coming back on screen now. For some unknown reason, I think I understand that starting on Sunday night of this coming week, all of our problems will be solved. Because the thing that I see is going wrong right now is that it says we've been on for an hour. So that means that it's still on daylight savings time. What's up, Steve? How you
What's
doing, man?
going on?
Hey,
How y'all
Nothing
Steve,
much,
what's
doing?
the
man.
order?
We're doing good today. We
Yo, what's
just
up, Steve?
What's
just
going on,
just
everybody?
opening up the podcast, just getting it started. So, first of all, we always start off with the what did you do this weekend? So we gonna go around table. Mr. Rich, what did you do this weekend?
Oh man, I'm gonna keep it funky with y'all fellas, man. I was basically just trying to get myself together, man. I know normally I come on here and I say something goofy and laugh, but this was an emotional weekend for me. So had to take some time to myself, re-ingest. I just had to get back to who I was, man. That's it. Oh, that's how I sound on live? Oh, that sounds sad. Yeah. Yeah. While they fixing that, since y'all ain't got no mics, I guess Steve, what you do this weekend,
Check.
brother?
Oh man, well, I'm like the editor of a magazine, so it was pretty much what getting ready for some shoots coming up this weekend and
Two.
doing some casting and I guess looking and searching for stylists and hairstylists and I did mostly location exploring pretty much all week, even today. I just got back in the house and it started raining a little bit. So it's pretty much just, charging batteries, looking for locations.
That's part of what we do.
Yeah, battery charging is, I think, the most, the most thing we do is charge batteries.
It's certainly the most important thing we do that we forget
you
in
know,
at the very wrong time.
that is the first thing we do: charge batteries.
Right.
So, Scott, what did you do this weekend?
I'm with Rich in terms of emotional weekend. I had a great shoot on Saturday down in Virginia. Fantastic location shoot. The weather was beautiful. I had two gorgeous women with me. And something had been wrong in my spirit for the last few days. And Sunday morning, I woke up and I remembered what it was. Sunday would have been my wife's 53rd birthday.
Mm.
And I lost her in 2018. So that kind of summed up what the end of the weekend was like. And going into Halloween, that's probably what all these damn ghouls and goblins are going on with this freaking sound.
Yeah, because they out here for real, ain't they?
Yes, sir. But it's all good because
I
we grown men, damn it. And
I ain't
that's what
never
happens.
I ain't never met your wife, but let's go ahead and throw a toast up for
Oh,
her.
we didn't toast. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
let's throw a toast
These
for Scott wife.
Scott's wife,
Yes.
and for the
Stewie
beginning, the
Lang.
grown man podcast. Oh, he
Yeah.
got the stogie. He good.
Uh oh. See,
Ball smooth.
you can't come on our click and outclass us, yo. No, we won't go for that.
Yeah,
So I see we had somebody saying "woot woot" awesome shoot, but of course we're not looking at the Facebook stream.
Oh, okay.
So I guess that would have been Alessandra or Miss Yoon,
Might have been.
Amanda.
Might have been.
So okay, so what did I do this weekend? Let me think. Well, a really good friend of mine got married He was actually a gentleman who used to be in my music company when I was just hard music back in the day. His name is Earl Stith. So we going to say a big up. Congratulations to Earl. We ain't got our
Shout
sound
out to
effects
Earl.
set
Big
up
up,
right
Earl.
now. I'm sorry, we on the half right now, but with the sound effects and everything. But we
Right.
going to get it all back together. Y'all going to be laughing instead of looking at us like this. Y'all not going to be looking at us like that pretty much longer. We going to have our stuff together. So,
Mhm.
let's see.
That's
So,
Amanda T.
yeah.
that is a man.
After I went to the wedding, Sunday, I didn't do much. I came here, cleaned up my office, and I was ready for the football games. Not the Ravens, the Ravens had already played and won, so I got to just sit back and be a spectator. So that's what's up. So who said, "Yo, Jay, is that my boy Mafe?" Because that's usually how he calls me. So that was my weekend in a nutshell. But anyway,
the Ravens
Yeah,
played
that's me.
Thursday.
yeah.
That's me.
What's up, Mafe?
What up, mate?
You gotta come
How you
down
doing,
here one
Amanda?
day, Mafe, so you could be on the podcast with us. We gladly like another photographer in the house. So, today's podcast, as you saw in the commercial and everything else, we are going to be talking about TFP. What's up, Big Lee? Checking in. I see you, Lee. Um, the reason why we are doing a TFP podcast is because there are so many misnomers, misrepresentations, so many people who don't understand, don't get it, or maybe they choose not to because they don't want to follow the rules accordingly. So they make up their own rules and guidelines to this thing called TFP. And I thought it would be better if instead of concentrating on what the photographers always seem to get out of it, or what the models always seem to get out of it. Big Grizz, what's
What
up,
up,
dearest
Grizz?
Teddy?
Hold on, man. I
How
can't
you
even hear
doing today?
y'all. Wait a minute.
You can't hear? So, anyway, I just want to make sure that we get to the point where people understand that TFP is not just about you, it's not just about me, it's about the collaborative effort of artists working together. And so, first of all, let's
There you go.
all right.
All
So,
right.
first of all, let's go here. To you, Scott, what is TFP?
Time for print. Time for photos. Trade for print. Trade for photos. Basically, you are working with a model, and you don't exchange any money, but you exchange the model's time for whatever content you create, shared equally.
So TFP don't stand for titty and feet pics.
Uh,
Oh.
not on this podcast, no.
No.
But I feel you.
The
I've
next
done that.
episode will be.
Hey, call me for that one. Call me for that one.
So mine is trade for performance, trade for photos, trade for professionalism. Because I believe that the most important thing and the most important part about this is trade.
Right.
And what seems to, and I mean, let's go there. I know we probably got a few models watching now, but we're gonna go there because this is photographers' minute to talk about this thing. So if I get on any model's toes, just slip your feet from underneath mine, because for me, I do not like when the model thinks that it's about what they want out of it. It's about their hairstyle, their clothing, their pictures, their edits, their everything. Where's the trade at? Because you showed up?
Right.
No, that's not the trade. Trade is this. You talk to each other, You decide what you want to do as far as outfits, what you want to do as far as concepts. I mean, like Steve is a lot like me. You're a beauty fashion photographer mostly, and we delve into those realms such as boudoir and all the other stuff. But for the most part, I'm looking for a young lady who wants some fashion done, who wants her, the hair looking good, the makeup looking good, and we're going to collaborate and put something together that's going to be beneficial for both of our portfolios. Also, when I say portfolios, I'm not talking about Instagram pictures. I'm not talking about your Facebook profile pictures. I'm not talking about your OnlyFans page. What I'm talking about is your portfolio. Your portfolio is your package of work that you present in order to gain more business.
Your resume.
It's your resume through pictures.
Mhm.
So if you're doing these pictures just for the fact that you want to boost your people on Instagram or TikTok, if you're doing these pictures because you want this, that, and the third, and it's not given to the photographer as your main purpose for these pictures, then you're not trading. You're getting.
And let me help out real quick. When we say portfolio and we say not Instagram, we're basically talking about either a physical portfolio or, if you prefer not to use physical prints, a website would probably be the closest thing to an actual legitimate portfolio. The reason I say that is, and Steve can certainly, along with Jay, can vouch for what the industry accepts as a legitimate portfolio. It's all basically it's about presentation, and it's
Mhm.
about acceptance of your presentation. Instagram, while it solves a lot of that, is not an acceptable presentation.
Right.
And that's true. I mean, you definitely have to get in the mindset that, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I know there are ladies and gentlemen out here who do it strictly because they've got a weekend, they love fashion, and they just want to have fun. But I don't have a lot of time for that anymore because I'm in mogul mode right now. I've got this studio, and guess what? The lights and the equipment and the rugs and props don't pay for themselves. They don't pay for TFP is trade without pay. So if there's no pay involved, how much of that do you really think I'm going to be able to do to make my business successful?
And I'm not shooting you because you got followers.
Right.
Okay, that's not why I'm doing it because you got so many
Because
followers.
there's some ugly people out here with thousands of
Uh,
followers.
Well, one of the things, and I'm gonna hold, as Nick Fury would say, hold on to your butts. Um, Going back to, I guess, the beginning to what Jerry said, TFP. I underline the word trade. Okay.
Right.
And I underlined the word trade to bring it out to shoot with purpose. Okay. So that doesn't mean, it's your hair, your dress, your clothes, your makeup, all this outside peripheral stuff. And then there's not really a purpose or intention of the shoot. So when we all collaborate, and I kind of underline collaboration, maybe with 5 or 6 lines, collaboration, there's got to be some kind of purpose to this. There's got to be some endpoint, some goal. I intend to have a goal. You should have a goal as well. Now, if your goal doesn't match my goal, then we talk about it in the details or some kind of sheet of paper or handshaking or whatever, meetings or whatever. But it's got to be some kind of purpose. Because
Right.
when you get to that studio, yeah, when I turn on the light, yeah, the trade for print doesn't pay for me to flick the light. Okay.
Right.
So now the purpose is glowing in my face, right?
Right.
The intent. So it's good to have some kind of intent with these things. And I see that a lot. I may do a couple little TFPs here and there, and it's just like, okay, now what? What do you intend to do with this stuff? You know, I'm gonna do something with it. Do you intend to do something with it? I hope you do, because
Oh
then
wow.
you know, something, print it. I got a printer right there, so do something with it. So that's pretty much what, from my end. Shoot
And
with purpose.
Right.
JB, you're up and running over on Facebook, man. I'm on the page right now, and it's
Thanks,
looking
Rich.
good.
Appreciate
So
it.
it's looking, yeah, I'm looking at it too. So I guess everything fell into place tonight. I see one of the problems is that when I'm looking on here, it says I've been on live for an hour and 17 minutes. So what I think is that somewhere the daylight savings time thing is switched off or on, and it should clear itself out by this weekend since it goes off this weekend. But we'd also like to say a
wanna
hi
say
and a
welcome
shout out to
to Sydney, my sister, who just
Hey.
got married last week.
congratulations,
Congrats.
sis.
Congratulations, Sydney.
Mary gang.
Yeah.
Fabulous wedding down
He
in
had
Miami.
on some tiptoe blades in the wet. You should
Oh,
have saw Scott looking like a
hey,
broke dick
look,
dog up in there.
look,
He had on his
look.
shades, looking
Had the-
sharper than the next.
had the
Best.
suede steppers. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, he was looking pretty sharp.
Want to say what's
That's
up
what I'm
to
talking
Hey,
about.
Marcy, why you not on screen tonight? I guess it wasn't a. Oh, you still got baby duty, probably, right? Marcy's still on baby duty.
Want to say what's
But
up to Anthony too.
yeah,
Appreciate
Anthony
him.
Little,
Glad-
what's up?
Glad you got in, bro.
Yeah, we getting this thing right now, and this is the way we wanted it. So and for people who are joining in who are not part of the photography build, hey, Grizz, can you send Marcy the link? I guess I missed it.
Absolutely.
I sent it too, but
Yeah,
I might have sent the wrong one.
yeah. The thing is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she said no baby. Thank goodness. But yeah. What I did was I did your suggestion, and maybe that's why it's working so fluidly on this end tonight.
Oh,
I started a group, and I made the group, and the group made it work a lot quicker. So, somebody said, "We see ya." That was Marcy. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
All right. But so for people who are not a part of the photography community, the TFP subject is it. You can go on for days on photography websites and everything, and that's the biggest, most contentious conversation that's going on all over the podcast, all over the message streams. But we also want to jump into something else, and this is something that I think Steve put on as a question the other night when he was in the background, but he was joining in. But it's about the groups and the TFP group. So what a TFP group is an area where photographers and models join the group, sort of like you joined the Grizzly podcast, or you joined the Grown Man Clique podcast. That's sort of where we are. So we join these groups and we talk to each other, and you know we put together shoots. And for the professional photographer, the easy part is that you get free talent that's usually somewhat experienced the least experienced. But the whole idea is that sometimes you get a diamond or a gem, like we ran into um, Amanda Yoon, like we ran into Leslie. Leslie is an amazing Leslie.
Hey, yo, May funny as hell.
I know. I wish I knew how to post it up on the page, but May said on the comments, "You gotta pay me, boo." May do not take
Hey,
shorts.
Marcy.
Hey, Marcy.
Hey,
So,
hello, how are you?
May is one of my old partners. We actually shared a studio for a while, and love him to death. My little brother in the photography game, and he only does paid sessions. Only does paid sessions, but when you and this is the whole idea, and this is where we differ from him. He has a niche clientele
Gotcha.
for the most part.
Right.
And when you have a niche clientele that you've built up a rapport and a etiquette with, then you have done what he has done, which is commanded a stream of income that comes to him and gets referred to him by the other people in that community. So
Right.
that's why he does it. And also, like he said, I got bills and babies.
Yeah,
So
just click onto his comment and it'll come up.
it will.
Yeah, just click on his comment. It'll pop at the bottom of the screen. And there you go.
All
So,
right, look at me getting all
Figuring it
sophisticated.
out.
Figuring it out.
Figuring it out.
That's what we doing.
What
Thank
up,
you,
Grizz?
Grizz.
no problem.
In case you didn't know, Dearest Teddy Grizzly Podcast, he is one of my little brothers in life. I mean, that's it. It's not even like on these podcast streets. It's in life. We've
Right.
known each other for years, and some things I help him with, and right now he's helping me to navigate these daggone podcast streets. So
He's a
and
whiz
I
at it, yeah.
appreciate it. He's great at it. So
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate
so
it.
basically, we go to these websites or these groups on Facebook and other places, and we try to find models to work with who are up and coming. Leslie, Alyssa, that's her name.
Right.
We find these people to work with, and that's what we do. So it's been dry lately. It's been really dry lately.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you want a chair? Okay. Well, you want to stick your head in? Come on over.
Why is it so dry?
That's what we were trying to
That's-
figure out.
that's what I
Everybody,
wanna
this is
know.
my little brother, Maeve.
What's
Hey,
up,
brother.
Life of behind the
Hey, little
lens.
brother.
What's happening, brother?
His studio is upstairs, so he was watching upstairs and came down to say hi. But
Mister, I got bills and babies.
I got bills and babies. But it's those relationships are priceless.
Right.
That's family there. But we don't understand why it's so dry, because they say they want these opportunities, and you have someone on a super professional level such as Steve, Scott, and I, and we are
Mr. Neves.
professionals.
Yeah.
Mr. Needs.
And so when we pull that trigger, it's with a meaning, so you get something out of it. And
Yeah.
we can't understand why the podcast. I what it. I want to tell you. I think I really understand why it got dry. They had to go back to work because they weren't doing enough. They weren't making enough content to support
Oh.
themselves on OnlyFans, because after the pandemic checks ran out,
Mhm.
they couldn't, live the way that they were living with the money that was coming in off of those streams and the money they were getting from the government for, for COVID. So they were plentiful.
Right.
Everybody had time.
They had to
Even us,
deactivate all them accounts.
we had days and days and days where we had time where we could go out and do more TFP work.
They were told to go back to work. That's probably what it was,
Yeah.
and
And then they shut the money off.
shut the flow off. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still like amazed that I've literally posted maybe once a month, and it was just dry. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
get no response. I said, okay, well, I didn't charge those batteries, as I mentioned earlier. I didn't charge those batteries nothing.
Nothing.
So, So,
And then we've got the other rash, and this rash is the one that I'm sorry. I think I have made this like the end all be all right now for me, and people. I don't know how you feel about it, but if you cancel a session with me
That's
and
it.
say you have the flu, you're sick, something is wrong, you can't make it,
COVID.
and the next day I see you at a shooting
party.
with someone else,
You're done.
you're done.
Bye bye.
So if you did that to me and you know who you are, that's why you didn't get another chance at trying to do TFP for me.
Just in case you might have wondered why you didn't hear back, 9 out of 10, most of us, that's the reason why you don't hear back. Because guess what? We're all adults, and I don't need to explain to you what you did. You know what you did.
That's just wrong to do. Yeah.
yeah.
Even if you decide, because I'm a professional, and you know what? I don't know about you, Steve. I don't know about
Yeah.
you, Grizz, as a professional. But if somebody ever calls you up and says, hey, I'm not going to be able to use your services. I thought I was interested, but I'm not. But thank you for your time.
It's mad respect. Yep.
You know,
That goes a
Yeah.
million miles better than
Yeah.
I got the flu and I ain't going to be able
Yeah.
to come to your studio. I'm sorry. We can book again at a later date.
No, we can't.
And then less than 24 hours later, with the flu, you in a Wonder Woman costume taking pictures.
well, you know, one of the things that's part of this TFP thing that you mentioned is that, you know, on our end, or it could be the model's end, we assemble a TFP team, right?
Right.
So, you know, it's agreement and collaboration with all the peripheral professionals that's going to be associated with this shoot. So when you're outside with your Wonder Woman outfit on a shoot day because you've canceled, then of course not me that says maybe next time. It's the makeup artist, the hairstylist, the
Wow.
Right.
stylist.
It's a chain reaction.
It's a chain reaction, right?
Right.
So I
Because
can
and
never
then
get
that
back.
this is the worst part about that is that then the makeup artist will be like, oh, she canceled on me. I don't know if I even want to work with her. You know, I was there waiting for her. Or and then you got your stylist and they were like, I had all these clothes picked out. I had to go around and use my borrowing credentials to borrow a couple outfits. And now I've done all this and I'm not going to be able to even use it.
And I'm glad we're mentioning this because the whole point is you think all we do is click a button. And that is not all we do. That is never all we do. Most of the time, we are working with a team, whether we tell you or not. So you take that one action, it affects
Yes, sir.
multiple people every single shoot. Therefore,
When you
And
late,
my wife really don't like you after that.
you
Oh,
know,
what's up, Raven? How you doing? My boy Raven is watching. Another amazing photographer. You know the disco light thing that I did with Chantal?
oh yeah,
Well, guess who was the first one to bring that into the mass creation studio?
bro, I was there when he
My
brought
boy
it in.
Raven.
I
So
was there when he
yeah.
brought it in.
So
Raven.
shout out to Raven. Glad that he's in the house. You know, he's an
What up,
excellent
son?
photographer, friend. He is one of the Noir Boys. The Noir Boys is the group that I belong to. It has nothing to do with Facebook, Instagram. We also have Sky here, who's a Noir boy.
You
We are just a group of guys who have been friends for over 25, 30 years, and we are the Noir boys.
black and proud, baby.
Yes. So,
Black and proud. I love it.
but anyway, so you start these chain reactions and then you wonder why you're not getting called. Steve, you remember a couple months ago, and of course we're not going to say any names, but you remember this stream where everybody was telling me that this one model was calling out on them all the time, and they were using the same exact text message to call out on everybody.
Copy
They were using the same exact excuse in the same exact way.
Right.
But what they didn't realize is that all of us were in a group together.
we're
And
small
I was-
community. We're
Yeah,
small.
I was sitting there defending this person like to the death. I was defending them. I was like, "Yo, she never did it to me." It was a woman. I can say that she never did it to me. I don't know what y'all talking about. Always been
Bro.
100% on the
And
for
we
me.
were like, bro, check this out.
And then
You got yours.
it was at that moment
guess what?
Jerry knew he
Mhm.
fucked up.
Yep.
Because the next day I got the same exact text message they got. Like she copied and pasted that bitch. And you know what I
Right.
did? Because I'm a man, I put it right up on our screen, didn't I? And I said, I got mine, fellas. I'm in the group.
You weren't left out.
We could literally take that text message and verbatim to everybody.
She
got it.
copied and pasted it.
She copied and pasted it.
Yeah, she
You
had
got
that
the virus thing too, huh? You got
And-
the virus.
And it
That's
wasn't-
not only was that rude, that was lazy.
See, I can't even tell you what it was, what actually the message said, because then everybody would know who it was.
Yeah,
So
well,
I
that's-
can't
That's
even
what
tell
the wind down is for.
Right.
That's what the wind
That's-
Dad, look.
That's what I don't understand.
Look,
I
we
don't get
we
it.
grown. We don't have to blow nobody out like that.
Right.
But it is fun.
Yeah.
Unless they bent over. Never mind.
That's
Oh,
another podcast, yo. You get your wires crossed. That's another podcast.
Hey, John Cohen is in the house.
Hey, what's up, John? I'm
He
glad you
was
got
the
there.
surprise guest on our second podcast.
Oh, yeah, he
Remember,
was.
John came through, and we really appreciated
John
his
buck-
input.
happening,
John
He
buck
brought the
wild, yo.
fire. Yeah, he buck wild.
So look, here's my thing with TFP, right? And I don't know if y'all feel the same way. This is just my personal opinion, right? Paid work goes out first.
Yeah.
Paid work goes out first. Don't think you about to skip the line
No.
for TFP. Paid work goes out first.
What up, Anthony Hunt? What's up? Male model. What's up? How you doing, sir?
Oh, it's not what's up, man?
So,
But yeah. Paid work goes out first. Like
Always.
I'm not about to just jump in line because you too excited to see the
Right.
final works.
Right.
No. You got the raw photos.
Right.
Stay with that.
And this is another thing. When you go out of your way, because I do something that if you here at Mass Creations, you get to learn my methodology and why I do things. So any picture that I deem is good enough for me to edit, I give to the models straight way.
Right.
I don't give them the raw images. I give them a JPEG so that they can have them, they can see them. I have no problem giving them those images because everything that comes out of my camera that I like, I'm not going to delete. Anything I don't like is going to get the delete button.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. So anyway, if I tell you, hey, your edits will take a while, you have the raws. As long as you don't put no funky filters on my pictures, you're free to post. I don't care. Especially if it's a TFP, because there's no real, sweat equity in it for me. I was trying to do lighting pattern. I got some gear that I wanted to shoot with a certain aesthetic model or whatever. So I got what I needed out of it.
Yeah, Instagram filters.
You know some, Jerry, and I kind of harp on this a lot. When we get to that point where we're about to, hit the shutter, there's going to be a consistent culling and editing process. They all get their books and pens and paper and say, "What's culling?" Culling is when I'm going through and I'm selecting mine.
Right.
Usual TFP, I've gotten my shot done in about the first 10 frames.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come to I usually shoot tethered. So when you come to my screen and you're looking at these images and I say, no, that ain't going to make it. That's not going to make it on my end and it's not going to make it on your end. Now, if you feel that, there's maybe some changes we might be able to do on the editing side, we can talk and maybe, work something out. Right. But usually there's a real collaborative effort. I mean, after we shot maybe another 2 hours just to pull and edit pictures, to go through and put them in all different categories and see what goes and what stays. And that thing is pretty much kind of like overlooked in the end, where they may take, the TFP seems to draw a lot of video and a lot of camera shots. Right. The video I shoot tethered, but they do a video on the screen. So the video of the screenshots all of a sudden is an Instagram reel.
Right.
I said, holy shit. Excuse my French, but
you can cuss here. We grown fucking men. It's the grown man podcast. You good?
You done shown your raw images, good or bad, but don't show them yet, okay? Because that may not make it, okay? You may not have that image, right? And that's got to be understood, at the first step of shooting with a purpose or something, some kind of details written down on a sheet of paper, notepad, sticky pad, or whatever, to understand what the heck's going on,
Mm-hmm.
Even though we shoot 800 images, you ain't gonna get 799 of them,
Right. Oh, shoot. I don't even shoot nowhere near that anymore.
Actually, I have brought my shot count down to about 50 shots per outfit.
Oh man.
Yeah. I'm pretty much if I can't get it within 50, everything's gonna start repeating itself again.
I think I'm down to like 260 for 4 hours. That's it.
That's multiple outfits. So when you break it up, you're probably at about 50 to 60 of outfit.
Yeah, if you're not getting it in that outfit in the first 20 frames, it's just
Oh yeah, you wasting your time.
you're just the purpose is gone. It's just
Mhm.
Well, if you've ever well, we haven't yet, and we will soon. You and I have never worked in the same spaces before, so if you see my lighting techniques and what I do with each shoot, it's a little bit exhaustive for most photographers, but I have to get at least 3 different lighting patterns on each model, on
Yeah.
each outfit.
absolutely.
So I definitely, you know, need those 50 shots. And
Right.
that's because the lighting changes the mood of the shot, as you know. So I wanted to get that different mood.
Right.
My lovely wife sitting over here to my right, she used to say, "Oh, so I would say, hey, you want to see the pictures I took?" She would go, "I ain't looking at all 800, and I'm so." She was, and I mean, and she said, "How many pictures you take? 799 tonight?" You know, she always used to kid me with that. And when I first started, I overshot. I shot my load.
We all
But
did.
this is what I was
You shot
doing.
your load? I had
Yes,
to.
I did.
I had to.
I had to. The reason why, because I needed to impress these people who were coming in, because I had just started my company, and I wanted to make sure they got their money's worth, even though most of them were shooting for free. And another thing is that Anthony said, "Hey, Miss Sheila," and she gave you a slow wave, Anthony. So anyway,
Rich too much.
huh?
Marsha been around Rich too long.
Too long.
Hey,
It's the
hey,
knees.
it's nothing wrong
It's
with
the
that,
knees.
okay?
It's just,
It's not wrong.
Oh, don't bring up the
my,
knee.
my bad, JB. I'm sorry I don't have a whole lot to offer the conversation tonight. I can barely take a picture on my damn phone.
But see, this is the
let
whole
me tell you this. I hired a photographer for my nephew's wedding. His name was Phelan Mark.
It wasn't us.
Man,
Oh, okay.
It wasn't
let me
us.
tell you the professionalism. I had to fly him. First of all, it cost me a fortune. And I had to fly him to Jamaica where the wedding was held.
well, book
But
me
the
next.
professionalism that man showed, he took the dress. He came and picked up the dress and took the dress on its own photo shoot at like 5 a.m.
That's what's
The
up.
most
Oh, Mark.
beautiful
Oh,
pictures
Mark.
I ever saw.
Yeah, Mark is straight.
Yeah.
Mark is straight.
You guys know him?
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh, he's a good friend of mine. And let me
Okay.
tell you, the whole wedding, I think he stayed for 4 days and shot bits and pieces until after the wedding was over and the reception, and then he flew on out. But man,
Well, you got me now, Marcy, and you got knees, and you
I
got
got
Scott.
you guys,
Right.
yeah.
So
Same
So if ever
caliber.
I need another photo shoot in Jamaica, we'll fly you out.
Same
And I
caliber.
you can fly knees and Scott out. I don't fly.
That's right.
I fly.
I just got off a plane.
Me too.
I'm about to get back on a plane. Yeah.
Me
It's
too.
not,
I'm leaving
well,
for New
you did
Orleans
say you
this week.
paid him well, so I might get on a plane with the right amount of money. Sheila gonna get on there with me because she gonna count it.
Hey,
You know, I ain't
Marcy,
gonna get it
we-
all to myself.
we gonna knock him out. We got it.
They gotta treat me like Mr. T. I ain't going nowhere. What you doing? Pity the fool.
After 3 shots of Henny, you ain't gonna think about it no more.
3 shots of Hennessy is bath water for me. I can drink that in
No,
you know,
notice I said knock him out. I ain't
Hey,
talking
notice
alcohol,
he said bath.
You
bath
just wasting
water.
your money giving me liquor and telling me to go to sleep.
You ain't gonna go to sleep. You gonna go there like, look at that.
You
It's
ain't-
propellers.
Propeller. If you try to put my ass on a plane with propellers, you really effed up. Shit. How my boy say on the wire? Shit.
Oh my god. I've been watching that.
Well,
Right now.
this is the whole idea, and this is the wonderful part of our podcast is that we always do the gumbo. So we may stay, have our subject, but we had a gumbo. And if anybody has a question or something that they want to throw in for the gumbo section, you always can. We ready. We don't turn down any questions. It's like we don't turn down our collars when we holler. We ready for everything. So, but
Just no pork on my fork.
You're
no swine on his dime. He don't dine with swine.
Yeah, it's against my religion.
Give me the pork because I'll use it fork. I love the pork.
Y'all
Yeah,
freestyle
Mr.
never
Man.
ceases to amaze me.
Oh, how I do that and just make everything rhyme when I need to. Yeah, it's a skill. But But I would like to give you a minute, Grizz, to just tell everybody where they can find you at on Wednesday nights.
Oh, well, I am the Air's Teddy, the Sophisticated Grizzly, and you can find me every Wednesday night on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook. You can also find me on Twitch. It's Sophisticated Grizzly. And we this week we're gonna decide. We're gonna do a coin flip on what subject we're gonna talk about. We're either gonna talk about phony ass people, or we're gonna have the subject of either it's gonna be like I said, phony ass people, or the next subject that we're thinking about is, am I a purpose or a possibility? No, am I a placeholder or a possibility?
That's a
Lord.
relationship. That's relationship.
Lord have
Okay.
mercy.
And see that, and I'm on that podcast too, as well as the Grown Man Clique. We all show up for his podcast because we are not just a bunch of clowns here. We have some education up in our asses too. So we go over there and we show you what educated grown man look like on his podcast. It get out of control too. At the end of the Grizzly podcast, it get pretty knees and knuckles too.
Yeah, it did. But I want to let y'all know that look, regardless of how much y'all might hear him joke, Rich is bringing the fire.
Yeah, Rich do.
Oh
You
yeah.
may hear him joke.
Okay. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
As long as you don't let them knees out, we good.
Keep your knees in your pants, and we all good.
Listen, the ladies love the knees.
Scott
I don't care.
Scott
The
is
ladies
always
love the knees.
Lady love me.
I'm not Grizz. I'm not listening to him.
They love the knees and the thighs. Trust me.
Scott is always solid, and you already know JB come with the words that you got to look up. You know what I mean? And we get smarter every time JB hop on that podcast. But I'm telling you right now, Rich, he'll joke with you, but then he'll come with something sneaky that be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Then you go back and think about it.
Then you have to think about it. I'm telling you, so hey,
You know what it make
Well,
me say? Did he really just say that shit?
that's my fault.
That's what I say, because he be smart.
Be
So,
smart.
all right, let's go around the room. I know that you guys on the bottom row don't have a camera, but Steve, what's your weapon of choice?
Well, when I'm pretty much outside, I'm pretty much using my Nikon DCLR. I'm old school. I'm a product of this stuff right here.
Oh my gosh, he
Is
still
that
got
film?
some film.
Is that
Okay.
film?
Yeah.
See, I'm a product of my F3 right here.
Okay.
See,
Lord have mercy.
That's
so
what's up.
It's sitting right there, right? So, but if I'm in the I shoot in a store. I run an internet cafe. So if I'm in the store, I'm using my phase 1. So it all depends. Indoor, outdoor, DSLR out, inside my mediums, my full frames. It all depends. Lenses, same, like everybody else. But it's just a matter, I'm getting a little old, so I can't be crawling around and getting on the ground too low. I gotta have a pad for my knee and everything, and take 3 days off after a shoot. So
Oh wow.
same stuff. Nothing new.
Well, we actually have pretty much a diverse group because you are.
I shoot Sony. I grew up in Nikonian though. My father and grandfather both shot Nikon. I started out. So Sony had the technology. Now they got the flippy screen, and I don't get down on my knees, yo.
And you shoot.
Speaking of me,
Listen, I need
Yeah.
you on the knees.
He loved being on his knees.
Okay. All right. All right, Scott.
I don't like the way that came out.
This is a little wild.
I'm looking straight ahead.
I don't even know if
That felt weird.
I'm looking at Jerry. I'm looking at Maryland. That's what I'm
Nah, so I tell the story all the time when it comes to photography. Like when I got into it, one of my homeboys put a camera in my hand, and it just happened to be a Nikon, and I fell in love with it. Then when I was reconnecting with my father, found out that he was a photographer too. So when he was showing me, he was a Canon, and just to be against or like rebellious, I said, "Fuck Canon, I'm gonna go Nikon." I'm gonna go Nikon.
Daddy issues with your camera
Oh, man.
on the next Geraldo.
I just wanted to do this, so I'm definitely a Nikon guy. But I'm gonna tell you, I've been through my share of Nikons, but the Nikon I got, hands down, so far, is the best Nikon I ever had.
But we
And
all professionals. We all know we can use pretty much anything. So it's just a
yeah,
matter of
true.
we know
But
the light.
It's
We know
full
the light.
frame D750. It's my baby.
Mm.
I love it. I had a pleasure to try the 610, the 850, and the mirrorless. And right now, I'm gonna be honest. There's nothing that's touching my 750. Like that's where my comfort zone is. That's
Right.
where I want to be at. That's going to be my go-to. That doesn't mean I'm not just going to buy other Nikons.
Right.
I'm still going to keep them around, but
Yeah.
that 750 is
The beast, man.
it's like the X you can't get rid of.
Yeah.
So as for me in my house, I am officially a Nikon shooter. I actually have the Z6 II mirrorless, and I have the D750 as my backup. I can make either one look like each other because, like you said, if you're a professional, you could shoot with a D300, and there have been instances where I've taken bets and pulled out my D300, which is my super backup to my backup.
Yeah.
And I have shot images to prove people that camera can pull images out if you know how to use it that are industry grade images. You just have to know how to use it. You can't break a rule until you know a rule.
I just
Right.
talked to somebody last week. I showed them 3 images of yours. I knew what you shot with them, and they couldn't tell.
Right.
That's the whole idea, though.
Right. Exactly.
So,
Right.
let's see. We got any
Does
photo-
the camera you use determine the price of the package? Does the equipment or that doesn't matter?
Oh no, that
Oh.
matters because when
Ooh.
you're a
Good
professional
question.
photographer, when you're a professional photographer, your shoot should pay for your equipment. And if you're not if you're not pricing your shoots to pay for your equipment, you'll never get out of the hole.
And if we talking video,
Oh yeah,
yesterday price ain't today's price.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we go to video, then I shoot with Blackmagic Pocket 4K cinemas. So those are
That
strictly
sounded whoa.
those are strictly movie cameras. They are only used. They don't even take a still shot. They
Say what that
can't.
was again. Black magic in the pocket.
Blackmagic 4K Pocket Cinema.
Netflix actually is not taking no DSLR submissions no more.
Right. The Blackmagic before mine.
Mhm.
The pocket cinema. It didn't have 4K. It wasn't 4K. It's the lowest grade camera they're taking now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So if you're a
Look
filmmaker
who's
like
hopping
me,
in the stream.
if you're a
We got
filmmaker
Wes
like me,
Hopkins up in here. What's
But-
up, my brother?
what's up, Wes? If you're a
What's going
filmmaker
on,
like
Wes?
me, you got to pay attention to these
What's
things.
up, fellas?
How you doing? So
Yeah, but-
you
I'm good, man. I'm eating dinner. That's why I'm off the camera.
Oh, that was on the plate,
what's
Wes.
on what is Wes
Oh, you
eating?
got food?
Yeah, I'm eating dinner, man.
What you got? What
Yeah,
you got?
yeah.
It looked good. What you got?
Good. My goddaughter fixed some fettuccine noodles with turkey spaghetti.
All right
man.
now.
Oh, yeah. My wife even picked up her phone to look at it. She's like, that looks good.
Man.
She's like,
You sold me with the fettuccine.
yeah.
You ain't lying.
All right. Well, since you just joining us, we've been on the TFP and a photographer because we go through these conversations all the time where we're talking about the TFP from the model standpoint, but what they don't realize is that the photographer's end of this deal is a little bit more steep than theirs because and this is not a braggadocious moment or anything like that. Don't take this way. I'm just giving you some info about how I do things.
Yeah.
When I do a TFP and it's something where they're coming to my studio and I am going to be in charge of the TFP, they use my clothing, which they get to keep most of the time, unless it's a high-end piece or unless it's a piece that I borrowed. I have makeup artists, which I pay for. They don't pay for the makeup artist, or the makeup artist may offer a TFP for the first time for them. But still, that's on my dime.
Right.
I picked up my cameras, which I paid a hell of a lot of money for. And guess what? Every camera that I've ever bought never came with a lens. So I had to buy those lenses.
He paid me to come with my shorts on so they can have motivation.
And as I move on, I pay for the backgrounds, lights, sets, furniture, tubs, showers, snakes, whatever you need for that shoot that
Heat.
I've agreed to for a TFP.
Heat,
They eat
water.
water. You have a refrigerator. You can walk over and grab a cold soda or water out of.
Snacks.
You have a big bin of chips. So in case you can, you didn't eat well, you at least go and get a snacky poo here.
A therapy chair.
Yeah, because God knows. Because they come in and you have to do stuff with them like this. Oh, it's not playing tonight.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Boo.
I never really understood that yet, though, right? It's something about the relationship between a photographer and a model that after the shoot, they just feel like they need to open up. Like it could never just be like, all right, thank you, bye. It's like this is what's going on in my life.
it's like bartenders. Man.
Yes, it was just weird. I'm like, sometimes I ask myself, like, what did I say to make you think you could just sit back? Like I ain't got shit to do.
Bye. Bye.
Unless we really friends, that's different. So
Hey, fellas,
anybody that's
I'm
watching that I'm
gonna-
really friends with, I ain't got no problem with it. But
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and check out. But man, look, I had it was interesting learning about cameras tonight. I still ain't good at it. I ain't probably never gonna be good at it. Like I said, this is the best I'm gonna get as far as cameras go.
Well, we are glad that you dropped in, Ted. You are my man, 100,000 grand. So it's always a pleasure to see you. Probably next week's topic is going to be something you can get into. I'm gonna tell you what that is next when we talk offline. But thank you for dropping in. I have friends from every walk of life, so some of them are just not picking up a camera like we do every day. So he jumped on, and I just appreciate him for trying to sit through this. Where he was like, "I don't wear no camera."
See, Chris.
All right, Chris.
All right, man.
What's up, Tony? I see Tony Bones Bass is in the chat room. He's in the room.
what up, Bass?
What's up, Bass? But so like I was saying, we go through all this. We have it's like we have the black card of photography because we're purchasing everything
Right.
for TFP.
Right.
And then, we're held hostage almost to the point where, we feel like we've got to prove our worth to them when they come in to shoot with us.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why. When you've seen my pictures, you've worked with other models. Other models have said you need to shoot with this person.
Yeah.
I seen what Wes is doing over there. And I've been over there working with Wes, not you, me, and I'm saying like the model will say it.
Yeah.
I've been working with Wes, and he did this outdoor shot, and it says something about a 50mm lens, and it looks so good. And all I know is that I love his pictures. You should go over there because he did some really good work.
Well, you can't tell me that. I'm like, well, take your ass to West.
And then, right. But then you got to go through all this stuff where you're proving your worth after they've already seen your work. Why? Why are we doing this for TFP work?
Yeah.
You should already know and done your homework. And I think that's another part of the TFP process.
Right.
Are you just going and okay, we're going there. Okay,
Yeah.
we're going there. It's time for me to sit back because you better hold on to your hats.
Hold on your butt.
If your ass say yes and contact every photographer on every TFP group and shoot with every photographer on a TFP group, you are a picture whore. You are not a model. You want pictures that you are not going to use for anything else but self-gratification, self-loathing, and you're never going to go anywhere with that because you're not trying to better yourself. You're just trying to get more pictures of shit you don't want to and don't need them for.
Yeah.
It's no reason for you to be in front of everybody's camera. That's why I'm selective. That's why you talk to me. That's why I give you so much information when you call me, because I want to let you know that when you get in front of my camera, it's for a reason.
And
And if you're not ready for that, you need to go to like Bo Jojo Photography out of Memphis, Elbow Tennessee and let him take your pictures because I don't have time to waste my time on pictures of you that aren't going to be beneficial to my projects and what I'm doing.
And you know, Jerry, there's a phrase like TFP can put you in a position of overshooting, right?
Mhm.
And so we all overshoot, maybe the hot model, but when I put a post of a TFP and I see that particular model who's been everywhere, I mean, does shot everywhere. I said, wait a minute. Now, I know this guy. You got some good work. Going back, what is the purpose of we doing this again? What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay.
Right.
Tell me what we doing. What is it that you haven't got from these guys yet?
And I'm gonna say something cocky.
I see. Okay. Now, you know, I do get, and I'm very high, well, I'm gonna digress. I am highly selective.
I know because I
Yeah.
seen your selection process, and you chase models away just from your selection process.
Yeah,
They not ready.
I'm gonna say something really cocky, right?
Yeah.
Before y'all ask for this TFP work, ask yourself: are you TFP worthy? Like, are you TFP worthy? Just ask yourself. That's it.
When you got a model like, I'm sorry, let's go there.
And
if
I
you
wanna know
haven't
what-
shot
what
with
is-
him,
what is not
if you haven't
TFP?
shot
I'm
with
gonna
this
take a
person,
cigar
That's not
puff
TFP
right here.
you need to shoot with her. And when she comes out, I don't know what her availability is like, but I saw one of the most amazing workshops ever this past week in my studio with Chantel Miranda.
Mhm.
And if you haven't worked with her,
You need to.
you need to. And I love the selection process because her portfolio is fire. You don't see half-ass pictures in her portfolio. She doesn't shoot with half-ass photographers. She is giving. She shot the same outfit with 5 different photographers in the open session, and none of them had the same images.
Wow, that's good. That's
Shout out to
that's tremendous.
Chantel.
She was bending and flexing and moving and grooving and whatever she needed to do to make sure each photographer felt like they had a personal shoot with her. And guess what? Each photographer ended up buying a private shoot with her one-on-one because of the way she worked with them in the other shoots. She shot, like a Jay-Z said, she shot her first like her last and her last like her first. She killed it from the beginning. Attitude, none. Smiles, laughing. She came out with a special outfit on. She was dressed as Lilu from The Fifth Element. Came out, Lilu, multipass. Just gave them, and everybody cried. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's somebody who should not even be on, to me, doing anything for free.
Right.
Oh, I got a question.
Because her work says you should pay her just for showing up.
Right.
I got a question because you just sparked the idea in my head.
Hey, Brittany, my daughter's watching all the way in Vegas. Hey, what's up, Brittany?
Hey, Brittany.
Hey, Brittany.
Dad's going to take a shot for you. I know you were working.
Yeah.
All right. So photographers, I got a question. Like when it comes to Halloween or just cosplay, what costume or look are you sick of seeing?
Well,
you want to know the truth.
I want to know the truth. I want to know the
If
truth.
one more
I'll go
motherfucker come in
first.
front of me in a Velma outfit, I'm going to slap the piss out of him.
Well,
I'm tired of seeing Velma. Velma has
Jinkies.
been Jinkies. That they have killed that outfit. I mean, now I've seen some amazingly beautiful women do it, and I've seen some women that look like Velma before or after crack has hit her. I don't want to see that outfit anymore. If you can't. It's been done and done so many times. So many people did it well. I guess they just trying to outdo each other now. They're like, I'm gonna do Velma with no chest circles. They're just gonna be my nipples showing. She never dressed like that. What are you doing?
With the skirt rising up.
Well,
I'm gonna do Velma and I'm just gonna paint my ass purple. What?
you know,
look for my glasses.
Your question's good, and coming from and Jared and whoever does fashion and beauty understand. From my point of view, it's hard for me to see the fashion and beauty of and within cosplay. It's just I'm not that, I guess creative to the point I can instill my years of fashion photography into a costume,
Well,
right?
you're locked into fashion.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I just can't see it. I can't see somebody going out there dressed as Batman or something. I just can't do it.
But it's so funny. And I understand you, and that's the whole idea because like if you anything and this is something that most people may not know about me. Of course they do, and my friends that know me well. I was raised as a theater nerd. I am a theater nerd. My mom wrote plays. My wife is a playwright. My kids, my daughter is a professional dancer. My son is an actor. So I went to the Baltimore School for the Arts, and most people don't realize, but my major there was theater. So I have that one little nerd side of me that loves cosplay. I don't dress up for Halloween. You've got to go back 3 episodes, I think, to hear the Halloween story. But I'm never gonna tell that story again. So if you want to see why Jerry does not dress up on Halloween and hasn't done it for
Gotta
over
go
3
back and
decades,
Gotta
you
go
gotta
back
see
go
the
watch
episode.
the
Gotta
episode.
go.
And that way you'll get me more people looking at it, and I
See,
enjoy
something
it.
wrong with you.
So
I wish I was
Something
there.
wrong-
Yo.
but
something
anyway,
wrong with
see,
you.
my wife is over here in the peanut gallery
See,
making
something wrong
comments.
with
That's
you.
hilarious.
So, but
Please go back. Please go back.
And see
so
that
anyway,
what goes back, and it could be me, it's I know it is me. And it goes to when you go out and looking for these TFPs, right?
mhm.
Find a photographer that fits whatever TFP you're looking for. Okay.
Right.
Not just say, hey, I want to shoot this, but TFP. I don't do events. I don't shoot babies. I don't shoot kids. I don't shoot graduations. I don't shoot none of that stuff.
Right.
None of it. Don't even
You locked in.
don't
locked
even ask. You right? My family don't even ask for me if I have my camera. So, and I don't even shoot that for TFP. You know what I mean? So,
Not
I'm
that, you
like,
know what? That's what because I'm never gonna say this company name, but I give credit when credit is due. They made me open to shoot a lot of things. I used to be one to lock in and just want to shoot one type of photography, but when I started
The
working
company that shall remain nameless.
that company showed me.
I
It's like,
actually said their name on the last
yeah,
podcast.
well, I'm not
You
saying.
sure
If
did.
you want to know what
I'm
the
not
company
saying
name is,
Go
you gotta
back to
go
the
back to the
last-
last
Yeah,
podcast.
I'm
Give
not
me
saying
some
it.
looks. You gotta
I'm
look.
not saying.
Go to the
But
last episode.
they taught me 2 things. They taught me how to shoot multiple things, such as graduations, kids, young adults, and I was already shooting adults and like parties and stuff like that. They taught me that, and they taught me about frame rates, like not frame rates, oh my god, I can't even think right now. This red cup getting to me. Um, but not overshooting, right? They taught me that. So I'm not overshooting no more. I'm looking at everything and I'm deleting as I go. They taught me that. So I give them that credit, but everything else about them.
Wait a minute, you learned most of that from me when I was at the company that was remaining.
Well, he was my team leader. What you want me to
Okay,
say?
right. So you learned it from me. Anyway,
Shout out to Mr. Max Williams.
what's up, Max? How you
He's another
doing?
one of our esteemed photographers from RVA. What's going
Hey.
on, man?
Hey,
Make
what's
sure
happening?
you put in a comment in there, so if you have a question or a comment, we can answer it for you. We do not shy away from questions. But Wes, I wanted to get your ideas. This is a TFP photography forum. So what's some of the things that's beating on your chest about TFP these days?
I think some of the biggest things, like I had a young lady I worked with 2 weeks ago. Seeing a lot of meeting with a lot of different people who are expecting every single picture, even though you communicate. I told them 20 of them I'll touch up, and so forth. You have access to them all, but I'm not going to go through 300 plus pictures and touch up floors and a divot and a backdrop and all that stuff. So trying to get that point across and letting them know that, hey, 300 plus pictures, you're not getting edited in the TFP session at all. I think I'm overstepping a bit with 20.
Yeah, you
Ab-
are.
yeah,
You
you
are.
are.
You are a man amongst men because if they get 10 from me now, it's a miracle. I do 3 per outfit, and that's touch up, not edit, and it's definitely not going to be full or out and out cleanup.
But
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. You have to set the expectations up front. You
Yep.
have to dispel all the myths up
Mhm.
front,
Yep.
and you most likely are going to have to repeat yourself multiple times because selective memory does kick in.
And
Oh.
also, just to go along with what you said, can I rant? One step. Can I rant again?
Go
One more
ahead.
rant. Wes is not me. Steve is not me. Scott is not me. And
Yep.
why can't I say your name tonight, Rich?
You think
Rich
about them
is not
knees.
me.
You think about them knees, man.
So don't expect
Four
either
letters.
one of us to do the same thing for
Same
you
thing.
that the
Yep.
other one does.
Yep.
We are all individuals and we work on different schedules. We have different things that we have to do in order to get pictures to you. So if I give you 10 edits and he gives you 20, you better take them damn edits. If he
Right.
give you all of your images and he give you the raws, you better take them.
Right.
But if we don't
Better
do
take
the
this
same
raw.
thing, if we don't do the same thing for you that the other person did,
Man.
you got to live with it. We're
Yep.
all different. We don't work on the same schedules. Some
Definitely
people
not.
have full-time jobs where they don't have time to edit your ugly ass. Why don't you drink some water and get rid of them pimples?
Hey.
That's my rant.
Mm.
I'm sorry. No, because that's not fair to you. Because if they go, well, I work with Jerry Brown and he gave me all my images. That's not what you do.
Okay.
So they shouldn't even be telling you what I did.
And know the
Right.
That's
difference.
Yeah.
not professional.
Know the
Yeah.
difference between pimples and freckles.
Ah,
Right.
I love freckles.
I love
It
freckles.
gives you something to shoot for, right?
hey.
Hey,
Right.
give you more focus points
Right.
with a
Yeah.
camera.
Right.
I didn't say it. He did.
Wait a minute, y'all nasty.
Hey,
Y'all are so nasty. Ah, Steve, can you rescue me?
I
Can you
missed
rescue
it.
me?
We'll have to fly you in somewhere and put you somewhere, or maybe put a black screen up or something like that. Go to commercial break. And we'll grab it.
I got the tranks in the back, man. We can
Turn
get
the
it.
lights off.
We're gonna go. I'm gonna go because I want to go around the room with this one. But Wes,
Mhm.
pet peeve number 1 when you are doing TFP.
Tardiness.
What was that?
Tardiness.
Hey.
I think.
Hey.
Whoa,
Come on.
Steve.
Oh my goodness.
Pet peeve number 1.
Pet peeve number 1 is, I'm gonna say, purpose. Know your damn genre. If I say what style you are, or ask you what style you are, please know.
They
Right.
don't. They don't.
Please know.
They don't because people be clouding their minds up. Oh, you should be doing lingerie. No, you should not. You have knobby knees. You have bullet wounds and C-section scars.
Do you
You
see
should
lingerie
not.
in this in my port? Do you see it anywhere in this port? Do you see lingerie?
Don't got nothing.
No.
Right.
Okay.
Lingerie is not beauty fashion,
Yeah,
and
it's not.
that's what they don't
It's
understand.
not.
Now, don't get me wrong, and don't come in my inbox for me because this is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're not beautiful because you have bullet wounds or C-section scars. What I'm saying is that certain things will not be accepted in certain genres, and people are not just going to retouch them out because you want to be in a certain genre. That's not how real world life works in photography. They want you as clean of a slate as they can for what they want you to do, so that if they want to embellish, add, or subtract, they can. So don't get mad at me because these are the rules. I'm just telling you the rules of photography. I don't care. I see beautiful women with C-section scars. I see beautiful women with bullet wounds.
Okay. I need to talk about these bullet wounds. Like,
Yes.
we gotta have a conversation. I want to know where you was at. Like,
They was in them streets.
why you get this
I
shit?
wasn't there. They was. They got them.
Talk to me, sweetie. Just wanna know.
You see, this is my genre. We're talking about photography. You're talking about the guy who gets up every day and comes into this studio looking for that next opportunity to create art.
What's up, gangster boo? You got the bullet wounds.
So, oh my god.
You know, we all in this chat right now. we have identified our style.
Right.
We have style. We have
Yeah.
lingerie, we have boudoir, we have fashion, we have beauty, we have
Billy Holmes.
some athletes. We have all kinds of catalog styles and stuff. So
Right.
you come to us with a TFP shoot and you do boudoir, and I'm like, okay, you must be mistaken. You know,
Mm.
I can recommend, but doing your homework, I do commend you for doing your. You know, I can regress, say yes, thank you for doing your homework, but you have to look at what I do to see what you need and have the purpose to see what you're going to get, right? And if it doesn't fit what you do, then you got to execute. You got to execute, because once you get behind the hot lights and you're guessing, it's picked up with myself in seconds. You know, 3 frames. You know, so no, you can't do this. This is
Right.
Absolutely.
just not you. So you know that.
And then you're wrong for telling them that.
And then
because
all of a
somebody
sudden, you
else
know,
then blew smoke up their ass.
right. And your collaborative team is like, you know, what the hell you doing, Steve? You know, what is going on here, right? I said, I'm just guessing, you know, like you. The next thing you know, it's like, okay, you know, it goes back to the selective process again. So, you know,
Right.
it's all purpose, you know. I'm with that. That's my pet peeve. That's my soapbox rant almost.
Pet peeve, Scott?
I'm with Wes, man. Timeliness. My time is just as valuable as your time.
Yep.
And if you've bothered to do what all of our esteemed panel has said, do your homework, find out what you want to shoot, get the photographer, namely me, who shoots what you want to shoot, and then you are 15, 30, 45 hour, however late, and don't even get a text, a phone call, anything. Yeah, no, you're done. That's it. I don't need to shoot you. Not to sound pompous, but yeah, I will sound pompous for a minute. I don't need to shoot you.
Yeah.
You sought me out for a reason. You see my work. You see what I've done. I'm the humblest person, and these guys will tell you I'm the humblest person in this group.
Next to me.
You take more shit than the guy that stands behind the horses at the circus.
I take more shit
Dang.
from them for the shit that I take from all of you. But guess what?
Scott not taking shit no more. By the way, I'm here. Scott not gonna take shit.
You his
I'm a soldier.
Hey,
So,
hey,
so,
call him Captain. Call him Captain Knees. You got a
Yeah.
problem with me? Talk to him.
I'm a soldier. So.
I'm scared to say I make them cry. I'd say like, shoot over.
I mean,
I gotta go home. This ain't working. This ain't you. I'm
my pet peeve.
kind of mean, I guess.
Yeah, my pet peeve align with everybody's, like timeliness, all that. I already said it earlier with paid shoots is definitely going out first. So don't rush me just because you overly excited. That's not gonna happen.
What's
That's,
up, Brian
Oh,
Keith?
what's up?
Yeah.
What's up to Brian? One of my other mentors, other than Jerry. Yeah, he's right. I do take shit from him too,
Yeah.
and I take shit from Jerry too. But
That's not the same shit.
no, it absolutely is not. But rule number one: if you're gonna take shit from somebody, make sure there's somebody that's worth you taking shit from.
Right.
I've learned more from these two gentlemen in the last 5 years than I've learned from anyone else in life. So
Wow.
You got feces and manure.
This is loud.
Just,
Only one you growing from.
It depends on what animal it comes from. That's all.
hey,
what they've been eating.
right.
Was it hay or was it other animals? But yeah, so my pet peeve. I think I told y'all all of mine. I've been on a rant tonight. So this is you know why? Because there was no clarity. And it's weird that the clarity is not our problem. It's
Right.
the TFP model problem. Because it seems like West don't like lateness like all of us. Steve wants them to come in purpose driven and with the focus and idea of where their genre sits, which is where I want to be.
Right.
I want them to come in without gun wounds.
You want them without bullet wounds and C-section scars. Yeah, that would help. Especially, but you know what? But then you know what? I got a rant. This ain't even going to be a rant. It's going to be a mini. It's going to be a mini
That is a skit.
poke. It's going to be a mini poke at the photographers.
Mm,
Photographers, you have to know what you're shooting.
right.
If you have a girl and she's in lingerie and she's looking you straight into the camera, she is not shooting boudoir pictures.
And that's your fault because
And
you
if
don't
you
know what
don't
boudoir
know
is.
what boudoir is, don't blame her because you get lambasted by real photographers who know the difference and you are doing the wrong thing. If you don't have your camera 50 to 70 millimeters away from the subject when you are taking beauty shots, you're not shooting beauty.
You're
That's
just
standard.
Shooting. You're just shooting.
You're just shooting.
Just
You're
shooting
making it up
portrait.
as you go along.
Portrait work.
We figure it out.
Beauty is portrait work. Beauty is making sure that the fine details. If they've got hair sticking up, it's not fix it in post, it's fix it now. So that they know what beauty is. Don't confuse them. When you confuse them, you make it harder for everybody.
Mhm.
And who
Pick
wanna-
up the book. Look at what beauty is. Fashion. If you're not doing 360 degrees of light on a subject that's wearing an outfit, you are not shooting fashion.
Mm.
Fashion is about lighting the object and not the subject. Fashion is making sure your subject's outfit is lit in a way that you can see depth, clarity, color, and consistency. You can see fabric tone. If you're not doing that, you're missing it.
You're selling clothes. You're not selling a model.
You got to remember all of these things because when you go into like a fashion week, we've shot fashion weeks. And my phone going off because people is just loving what I'm saying right now because people are scared to say this because they scared that the models will be scared of them. So guess what? If the models are scared to come to you because you're going to tell them the right things to do, they're not models.
You don't need to shoot them.
You don't need to shoot them. If you're giving them the benefit of learning from you and learning the proper techniques of doing what they say they want to do, and they rather just shoot pictures with these guys with these wrong lenses, standing 6 feet away from them with a 70 to 200, shooting at 200, 5 feet away from them.
Off of Amazon, they cost $40.
That cost the price isn't the thing. It's the
That's
technique.
$40
The
there.
technique
It's
is the
trash.
problem. So we've got to do a better job on our end and make sure. And Steve, Wes, Scott, Rich, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
You are absolutely to the damn right.
No, you're right.
Hold on. I do want to make a disclaimer, just to be petty. Those of us who actually know what they're doing do actually prefer to shoot 200 millimeters at a 70-200 2.8, and I can actually.
But I said at 5 feet, you can't do it at 5 feet, bruh. I said 5 feet. That's the difference.
You gotta have that real lens though. Not that plastic shit.
Look,
hey
had some
Cheryl,
fun,
what's
too.
up, Cheryl? How you doing
I
tonight?
had some fun too.
Yeah, that plastic
Yeah.
shit.
I mean, because the whole idea right now is, and the reason for this podcast is one for us to have fun. But we got to talk about subjects that stuff people aren't really putting their best foot forward on. And I will give models love all day long when they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and they're doing their job well. I don't have a problem with that. When you come in like Shay did this week and shot 12 outfits in 2 hours
Bro.
for the boutique
Bro,
with 3 hair changes,
right.
12 outfits, 3 hours, 3 hair changes with makeup.
No problem.
That's a model.
Right.
That's somebody who knows their craft, know what they're doing. They're not in my dressing room taking 64 minutes for selfies and behind the scenes videos.
Right.
They're on it. They're getting it done. They're doing it. They're out here, and then they're on their way. And she went and took her kid out and had lunch with her. Whatever they needed to, whatever she needed to do, she said, "This is my time limit. I'm done," and we were done.
And they're not coming straight from the gym without taking a shower.
Ooh.
Smell like musty knots.
Oh man.
Who said that?
Wow.
Who said that? It's not I.
Oh, Anthony said, "I don't teach me. I don't teach me."
Yeah. And see that kind of borders into like when you got that type of efficient, performance in studio, not only that becomes your favorite TFP model, it almost becomes your muse. And
Right.
a muse is another
Oh
show.
yeah, that's another show. That's
That's
definitely
another
another show.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't, because I heard a girl tell me that she charges more to be your muse.
What?
Right.
Uh,
I was like, what?
okay.
And
I
you
was
have
like, so
and you have just dropped out of the running.
I
Have a nice
said,
day.
as far as can we go there? Can we
Yeah, we
just
can.
right?
I'm sorry. I didn't want to bring that up
No,
yet,
no,
but
this I
No, this is
love it.
exactly what we
This
supposed to
is
be
what
doing.
we do.
Yeah.
We
Exactly.
burn rubber. We burn rubber through topics,
And we don't apologize.
because we're not wrong. And if you tell me I'm wrong, please tell me where I've made a wrong point, and I will let you know if I'm wrong. But let me tell you one thing: you don't get paid to be somebody's muse.
No.
You don't pay
The
for inspiration.
symbiotic, let's look up that word if you have to, the symbiotic relationship
where's Grizz?
between an artist and a photographer to become on a level where they put out a quality project without talking, without them having a reference to each other, without them getting into any long pontification such as what I am doing right now. That's when you become muse-like. That means that what you're doing is like a dance between the two of you, that nobody else hears the music. All you're doing is what you normally do. She, he, or whoever that person is in front of the lens is doing what they do to bring the best out of you. Both of you working the best out of each other without trying to force it, without making it work. It's just like you're playing a song that you played 100 times before. That's a muse. You can't make that happen. I don't care how beautiful you are, how tall you are, how skinny you are, how good you are at modeling. You can model for 500 photographers and never become their muse, because the work you did is not symbiotic. It's not a relationship that happened organically, just outside of you working together and getting into a vibe where your energy created art.
And I doubt you can predict that and get that done in a couple of TFP sessions.
And
Oh,
I'm
yes,
such
you can, because I could get paid to be a muse. Now I know
such-
that you can pay to be the muse.
I'm such a nerd. He said symbiotic, and I thought Venom.
But Venom was in a symbiotic
He
relationship.
was a symbiote.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's it.
No, you're right.
You're right. That is a symbiotic relationship where you feed off of each other for a common goal.
I said, let me focus on what's happening right now.
Right. But the whole idea is that when you're talking about on a muse level, where someone, I mean, do you think that Leonardo da Vinci painted them women and was like, "You my muse"? No.
Well, that would be weird.
And it's weird for somebody to tell me that you can pay for a muse.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah,
weird.
You can rent a muse.
You don't pay for inspiration.
You can rent a mule, but you
Right.
can't rent a muse.
You don't
Right.
pay for inspiration.
You're not
God
my
damn
you're
it.
not my canvas. You can't be my canvas. It's
Right.
gonna take
Right.
tremendous
And-
effort.
And people just don't understand it. They can't. Art is so amazing, and you're cheapening art when you say stuff like that.
And that's the problem with everyone following each other off of Instagram and thinking that they're actually creating art. Because if you're not inspired to create something from what you see and you're just following what somebody else does, and you're an IG model, you're not an actual model.
Just like when people ask me, so what's the concept? Beauty and fashion. I shoot beauty and fashion.
Right.
So you have any Pinterest? No. Because I shoot beauty and fashion. Give me an idea of what you need to be ready to shoot beauty, and we're going to shoot your beauty in some fashion.
You can
I'm
show us.
sorry, I don't
you can
get
show us
where
an
I gotta
idea.
go.
Now
on
you want me to think. See,
I mean, I don't understand. It's like, for me, I don't get what more I need to do. We've already talked about how many pictures I take. We talked about what we do here. We talked about whether or not you need a makeup artist. All of this stuff has been settled, and now you want me to model for you. basically. Because if I'm sending you pose ideas and all that other stuff,
I'm modeling for
I'm
you.
modeling for you. Now, I don't get me wrong, because I posted a picture that I want to duplicate as a real life artist, a
Right.
real life model.
Right.
And the picture is phenomenal. And I
Yep.
think I'm going to do it with Kimara Hamilton, who I think you worked with before.
Oh yeah,
Wesley, you
yeah,
worked with it too.
yeah, Cam,
But
yeah.
you know why? She fits the aesthetic of the picture. And the other, I was like a young lady who answered the text or the message. She was in California. I
Right.
thought she would just be as good of a fit as Camara, but
Right.
she answered first. And I would have loved, you know how our eyes are. We want to see something new in front of us. So I would have loved to have shot it with the new model, but I cannot see any reason why I wouldn't have shot it with Camara because she's an amazing model. So I'll probably do the idea with her. I got the makeup artist who said she wanted to do it, and we're gonna put that into fruition. Guess what? It's not gonna look exactly like the picture that I found.
It's not supposed to.
It's the
That's
start.
it.
It was
That's it.
just that if I see something that is that striking that I can have a piece of it in my artwork, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
Right, right. And I go out there and I shoot beauty and fashion. Okay, I may get a Pinterest board, or I may get a piece of paper, or I may get a news, a magazine clipping or something like that. And one of the things I do stress is, okay,
It's on the screen, so go
now
ahead.
we can try to
Black,
replicate
got a
that.
black joint.
Right?
Dang, you don't know what
We
this
may
is.
not want to replicate it.
It's juice, ladies
May
and
want to.
gentlemen.
I'm not going to,
Come on.
from point to point on that replication of an image. But since my lighting style is a lot different, I will tell you before you even send the picture. I'm sensual, sexy, I'm formulative. My lighting styles is moody and dramatic. So you go through Pinterest, go through the magazines, look at the pictures, send them to me. And I would look at those pictures and say, okay, yeah, that's something doable. Now, I will also carry it a little step further because now, I got to get a little more cerebral now. I got to see if your eyes are correct, the symmetric eyes, because now I'm looking at the eyes of my makeup
Details.
my makeup artist. Then I'm looking at, okay, clothing. Do you have clothing? Do you have clothing that fits?
Right.
What's up, Jay?
Have clothing that do fit. And if,
Yeah.
can you get clothing? If you can't get clothing, okay, that's something we're going to have to discuss. But it all comes to, it all comes down to purpose and how you present the package, the total package of how this shoot you want to create and how it will go to us. So, it's a, I don't even want to go into music. Music is like a different world. We all have our Pinterest boards. And I
Right.
may send them to, certain models in certain situations, but I'm usually looking for one to create the entire board. But it's a probably a year-long selective process for me. So, I do commend that who wants to get paid, but it really doesn't, two TFPs doesn't make you a moose, and you shouldn't even ask for any type of, well, you could, nothing stop you. You could ask for payment, fine, but it's not really much going to happen on my end. It's not going to happen.
Right.
Right. And this is another thing that been into. Well, first of all, let me say hi and
Hey, Jay.
say some love to Jay Nicole, the model. That's one of my boopskis. She's been in my camp for over 11 years, and I love her, love her, love her. She's family. So hey, Jay. But
And she looked like she'd knock a nigga out. I like you, girl. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke.
Wow.
So y'all touched on something that I've been seeing a lot more lately in the TFP groups when you do contact models. And I don't know why we're not addressing it and nipping it in the bud and telling people that this should not be done, because in these groups they're allowing people to do this and post it. But you do not get paid anything for a TFP posting. Am I correct?
No.
Nothing.
No.
No.
Not gas,
They get followers.
not anything. Not I need a lunch budget. No.
Lunch budget.
I'm just saying in general, they ask for money
Yeah.
after they agreed to shoot with you in a TFP setting.
Yeah.
And then they put it in a story and say new post.
Not off the rip.
New post.
I don't understand that.
Uh,
Now, don't get me wrong. If you built up a relationship with a
I
model,
was about to say I can
yeah.
count on one hand.
But
Yeah.
no, I've had them all ask for gas money lately. Well, with the price of gas, well, guess what? I'm paying for gas too.
nah, I
Right.
never
But
had no one ask for gas money. Rides, maybe, but not no gas
well, they want to smell your knees or something. But
money.
you know, they know they ain't getting in my car.
That's not
They
what's
ain't-
happening over here.
Wizzy Raz.
so,
That's not what happened over here.
so anyway, I mean, y'all haven't had that happen.
Yeah, I've had requests
Yeah,
for
I mean, I've taken a long 2-hour ride. Is there something that you can do for me, like gas money or a snack or something?
I can wipe your forehead when you get here and make sure the
I
makeup
can
artist make
I
you
can
look
open the
pretty.
door
How
to
about
let
this?
you,
I can take your pictures.
I can let you out.
I mean, true feelings about it. Let's not shake. Don't shake boogie on it. You know, if it's and I'm not talking about a model that you work with countless times before, and you have built up a relationship, and you may have like, yo, she's done this 100 million times for. I'm gonna slip a little something,
No,
show I appreciate her.
we talking straight off the
We talking
rip.
straight off the gift, new
Off the
model,
rip.
never worked with.
We ain't talking about our friends.
yeah,
You know,
nah.
Yeah. Right.
right. Because you know, I don't fault anybody for building up friendships, and a friend a little tight, you know, want to help them out, especially if they're coming not only help you out, that's one
Right.
thing. But
Yeah.
I'm saying somebody just straight off the giddy
Straight
up,
off the top.
yeah,
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 nah.
you've never even worked with them before.
Yeah, that's a red flag for me when we haven't. I've got maybe 2 or 3 people. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever worked with Lexi. Her name is Shiloh. She's married now, so she's Guy. And Christina Mercado. She comes from way down in Virginia somewhere. I don't know if you guys know Dominique Golf. She comes from like 3 hours away. But it's got to be somebody that I've built a rapport with that I'll even consider that. But if this is our first time working, the first thing you want to know if I can give you gas money for coming to work. No, this is something we talked about. If you want to work, we work. If not, then we keep it moving.
Yeah, because I think I only am familiar with one of those names. You might know them better.
I'm familiar with the name.
Well, for me, you know, and what most people don't realize is that up till 5 years ago, Mass Creation Multimedia was a well-known, well-running company, but we didn't have a studio, so people didn't know me like that. So in the last 5 years is when people are like, "Who's this Mass Creations Multimedia?" Because now there's a building and a presence, and that's why a lot of my work is now starting to be seen more publicly. But it's because before then all my work was paid work. But when I was trying to build a brand that, you know, especially with basically a storefront building, you want to up your foot traffic, and you got to do that by bringing in new people. So for the past 5 years, I've been building 4.5 going into 5 next year. I've been building that brand. So it's different for me because like some of the names that you guys have worked with countless times or more and over and over, I just never got a chance to meet them.
Yeah,
So
I guess on my case, it usually started back in the doing the runway shows, and it, said, hey, I may say, look, you have the look. I do fashion and do beauty, and since you're on a runway, you're doing fashion. You might be a good. And don't get me wrong, sometimes the runway model is not the great print model, and so I would suggest maybe we can do some kind of collaborative type of photo session, and it kind of ends up we're in the studio, but as I said before, it carries over. That collaborative effort carries over into my makeup artist, and it carries over into my hairstylist and my stylist as well. So that look I saw in that runway has got to fit their books. Okay, it's got to
Right.
be their work books, what have you, and their brand, key point brand. And so it never comes down to on maybe 2 occasions where I needed gas money, and it's like I didn't have to say anything because my hairstylist, stylist, and my makeup artist said, gas money. Do you know how much it is for me to pull out this Nash bar palette, and use this color? I said, yeah. So there's no such thing, maybe on occasion one or two.
I'm going to do it because I can clearly turn your name. I'm just talking about me.
Oh, we got it. We got another one.
No.
Got another one in?
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I went for 9, 8, 4, 3.
What?
What just happened right now?
What just happened?
Once again,
All right, no, but
Once again, back is the rhyme animal,
My friend
the
get it.
inevitable, the incredible, the public enemy number one.
there was an inside joke. If you want to know the
Oh,
truth,
okay, I
you have
missed
to go back and find another episode.
Yep,
what just
that was the Kim Swallows episode. Is
That was
that
Kim
what
Swallows
happened?
episode.
Oh,
Kim
okay,
Swallows
Kim
episode.
Swallows
What just
episode.
asked you for the clip? I'm just saying. Yeah, I might or might not have it.
Oh my god. So it was something else that came up during
Oh,
this
God.
conversation, and okay, this might sit different with each one of you guys, but I think me and Steve will probably be close to the same. I don't know. I'm not judging, not saying one way or the other, but I'm just saying I'm going to ask just directly to you, Steve. I'm talking to you. I'm talking
Gotcha.
me and you talk.
We here.
Do you even care about doing lingerie and nude work?
Oh boy. Let me
I thought so. I thought so.
let me
Go
from me.
speak
From
on it.
from me.
Speak
This is from my
Speak
heart.
on it. Speak on it.
I don't know how to shoot the damn thing. Okay. I would say, okay, nude, semi-nude, lingerie. I would just personally say, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I say, if you ask me to do it, you got the wrong guy. Okay.
What is the
I
problem?
would recommend names. I would say maybe come back in another 5 to
You
10
go outside?
or I can't figure it out. I'm not gonna have time to learn it either. I'm not even gonna try to do it because I know it's not gonna be done well from my end. So, I
Now,
when somebody asked,
And that's the mark of a professional photographer to take inventory of his own skill set.
yeah, I
Mhm.
just
Say
I just
that.
don't know. I can't fake it. I can't know. You
Right.
know? So I would recommend. And I get a lot of that. I said, can you shoot this and that and the other? I said, I wouldn't know how to do it. I don't even know how to write it. I just don't. I don't understand it. I don't see the.
well, see, I understand that. I don't have a problem doing it, but for me, my work has to have an end game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the end game has to be either it's going on a wall, it's going to be published, it's going to be an art piece, something where I feel like I've done something that is worthy of me doing. I don't mind doing an artistic nude shot, but it
Mhm.
has to be like we talked in the beginning, purpose.
Right.
Yeah, and I've done a few. Came out okay from so, but it's just it wasn't nothing special, spectacular. It was just okay. Now what? So my
Well,
stylist,
I think
they're
one
like
of the most
scratching their head.
yeah, one of the most beautiful shots I've taken, and I know that I think she actually has it in her house. I'm not sure, but Ambrosia
Mm.
did a shot where she was crying on the floor.
Mhm.
Beautiful shot. She was raw and emotionally, and it was the emotion more than the nudity that I was shooting, and it just came out really beautiful. And that was her being vulnerable,
Right.
and
Mm.
that made sense to me as an artist, so I could capture that. But I really don't care if I never see your ass. I just
Right.
don't. If
Right.
we can do some beautiful I mean, I have an office full of clothing and a closet full of clothing, and I've got 5 racks of shoes. Does that sound like a guy who care about seeing your titties? Or do that sound like a guy who's prepared to ready to shoot you in some artistic clothing?
Yeah, and for me, it's for 2 years I only shot clothes. I just put them on a mannequin just to know what different lighting situations highlights the clothing on
That's
a
right.
mannequin. 2 years, no human beings whatsoever. So,
Right.
Model X came through from Atlanta, and she, just dropped every thread of clothing on her. And I'm like, okay, it took me 2 years to figure out how to like denim and fur.
And now I got to figure out how
Now
to
I got to figure out how
your
to like some skin, right? So I'm
some
like,
naked
okay,
skin in a fur bush.
straight up.
Yeah.
I'm saying, okay, so what the hell we do now, right?
Yeah. And that's what, but when I do have to shoot it, or when I do shoot it, because I don't discount it from my repertoire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very few and far between, because I've got someone as excellent as Scott sitting next to me who does an amazing job with boudoir and implied and nude work. I have Rich who can do the same thing. They've done this. They worked in these genres, and they don't have I don't know. I just have a weird feeling about it now, and it's not because I've been married, because my wife has sat in and watched me shoot nudity before.
Mhm.
Right.
But it's not that. It's just that I feel like where I am in my career.
And some of these nipples hairs need to be braided.
Yeah. It's just a knowledgeable type of situation.
And
You did not hear what he just said.
Did he say
Yeah.
hairs?
Now you heard it, Wes. He said some of these nipple hairs need to be braided.
and
This guy,
and
all that. See, this is what Grizzly was talking about early. He will say some really amazing
It
stuff,
comes in
but
spurts.
that's what she said. Right back at you. Yeah, I'm smart. I know how to talk dirt.
Oh,
I can talk filth, flarn filth.
And so I just don't have a clue. So I'll just say, look, I can recommend you. Go, here's Scott
Yeah.
over there. To go give him a call or something,
and
Right.
and that's fair. And by contrast, and I think part of the reason he mentioned it is, as he mentioned, I'm actually still an aspiring boudoir photographer. So
He is shut up. He's a boudoir photographer who does a great job at what he does, and he's
Yeah.
being a little bit what do you call it? Modest right now.
so
He is the best boudoir photographer in the camp.
so
I defer to him. But if he want me to light that booty, I can light that booty for him, because I'm the
So-
best lighting tech in this area. With because I've done the same thing you did, where I just set up lights and took pictures of nothing but shapes and forms.
True story. I got stumped on a shoot one time, and I went.
Did your batteries die?
Hello.
No.
All right. I went. I was like, damn, what I did. Scott was sitting in the office. I was like, I got it. Ran right in there. I was like, Scott, do it. He was like, oh, this is easy. I was like, all right, Scott.
Right. So don't let the smooth taste fool you, as Billy D once
Remember
said.
Big Baby?
So my point was, he spoke about purpose. My purpose is that is what I shoot. So
Yeah.
In effect, do I care about you being naked? Not really. What can you do when you're naked compared to as far as the image that we're trying to create? That's what I'm after.
Right. The end.
So I mean,
End result. Yeah.
Brian.
exactly.
Brian,
Okay, here we go.
this is Baltimore, sweetheart. The guards will not see.
You could be in the highest rated strip club in Baltimore, and you will see a bullet wound and a
hair.
C-section scar,
Oh, Lord.
and you might have a bartender, not one on the pole, but you might have a hairy nipple bartender. Yeah, you're right.
You gotta put that in the contract. Do you want your bullet wounds removed?
Yes. Do you want your bullet wounds removed? No, it's in the shape of a heart.
He shot me, but he loved me.
Well, I would like to say a wonderful in-studio hello to a model I think all of us have photographed, except for Rich.
Me, because she be bluffing.
Jay Nicole, the model, is over in the studio. Hey, Jay, how you doing?
Hey,
I'm still waiting
She's
on
over there.
Wings and Aaliyah. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke.
You
I don't want no
hear she
smoke.
bringing the smoke.
I'm scared.
She
Call
not,
the police right now.
she not camera ready right now. You know this. Well, come on over.
Don't punch me.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Please
Here,
don't-
take my
don't punch me.
seat. Take,
Hey y'all, I'm not staying long. I just came to say what's up.
Have a seat.
Hey, hey,
Hey,
how y'all doing?
welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
And in case y'all didn't know, this is one of the best fashion and beauty models in this area, hands down, bar none.
He drunk, yo. He drunk.
No,
I
please,
can
they've
seriously
all
vouch
seen
for
your
that.
work. Believe me, they've
I
all
can-
seen your work. Believe me.
I can say you have high fashion credentials, qualities, facial structure, and height. So that is 100% correct. Um,
And our
and
arms
Yeah,
is
one,
fire
two.
too. I'm stoked.
that is a true accurate statement.
I love you.
You got this one. Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
my
there
God.
might be some bloodshed. Just go with it. But like I would.
Yeah, we bought
Oh,
one,
Brian
yo.
Key,
Y'all need
AJ
us to-
Nicole, Brian Key Photography. Yeah. So, have you heard anything on this podcast tonight or during the times where you were able to hear what was going on that you would like to address? We don't usually, this was supposed to be a photographer's only forum, but I will let you, because you have been around longer than most models in the mass creation world. So, I would give you 5 minutes of fame to tear us down and put us in flames, but I doubt if you can do it. But what's up? Was there anything that you heard
No,
in the last few hours
I
that
don't
we've been
know.
on this
She's
podcast?
like, how much time you? 5 minutes. What?
Listen. So no, you haven't said anything out of order. I mean, like the whole thing about the gas thing. I get it. We all buying gas. Just have a seat, but nothing. Well, I feel like I'm breathing into this.
You can bring the mic closer to your mouth.
I feel like it was up my
Hey,
nose.
Because I'm loud.
You in there?
The loud mic, so we wasn't cut up loud.
And I'm not loud.
I know, so bring it closer to your mouth. That's what he said.
for the record, y'all said I was the problem.
Oh, Wes, you haven't shot Jay
I,
yet?
I love
Y'all
you, but
gotta
he
get
funny.
together.
So.
Oh, you look better than
You out the
this.
frame.
I know.
Oh no, I'm just
I
man.
got you.
So go ahead.
Getting some water.
Address because the TFP,
I didn't hear all of it. Only got like 20 minutes of it.
okay. But from what you hear, and I heard you say something about do something strange for a little piece of change.
Oh,
Oh.
No, nothing.
Okay.
Everything is accurate. It is actually correct.
Cool.
Now, if you're feeling generous and you decide to, then that's fine. But to be asked for,
Up front before you even know 'em?
Yeah, off the
no.
rip.
I mean, off the grip before you even made the trip. I did not
you
mean
shouldn't
that.
be doing it.
Right. Huh?
You shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
Y'all gotta understand, he's a musician. He
I'm a
grinds
musician
all-
and I spent over 15 years working exclusively with rappers. So stuff starts rhyming on and I don't mean to. It just happens. So why is it getting quiet? I guess we're done. Huh?
Are we?
No, what do you think, Jay? I know you got some comments, anything like that. I know you got something.
horror stories or something. Working with
We
TFP.
didn't have one story time today.
I know
wasn't here
because
for
Uh-oh.
because
story
I was
time.
I was ripping today.
He-
I wasn't really
yeah,
on
he-
story time.
He had some rants going
I
on.
had some
We had
rants
some
though.
rants. Yeah.
He was out here throwing shots. I'm ready for war now.
They better be ready.
Ready for war.
Okay, glad.
So, has there ever been a TFP that you went on that you feel, or that you only did a one and done, never work with the photographer again?
or walked out of.
Yeah, he ain't hit it right.
The shutter,
The photographer.
the shutter. He's talking about the
The photographer.
photography
I-
hitting the shutter.
I know.
Correct.
Don't make it weird.
I know.
You made it weird. That's what she said.
What?
Y'all definitely on one today.
Oh, this is the podcast. This is the Grown Man Clique podcast.
Oh my god.
And in case you didn't, let's do it one more time. This is the Grown Man Clique podcast. I'm Jerry. This is,
Richie
and
Rich.
that is,
Scott T.
and we are here with
Jay
Jay Nicole. All right. So,
This is about mistake.
by mistake.
It's never a mistake.
I was on my
You
way
can turn
home.
the channel on whatever you want.
She was just on her way home.
You can turn the channel on whatever you
Making
want.
my way downtown.
Not gonna see the rest.
Nope.
So, Any? Come on,
She's gonna
come on.
punch me with that. I know it.
Come on. You got it. You got it. You got anything?
Do I have any horror stories?
Yeah. Let me see your titties, and I'm only taking TFP. Top face.
Absolutely not. Can I speak freely?
Yes,
Yes.
You can suck my dick. No.
Yeah.
Talk that
This
shit.
the Grown Man Click
Talk that
podcast.
shit, Jay.
Talking.
You got me completely and utterly fucked up. Like, what?
I have a full-length party gown on, and you want to see my nipples?
No. You can get these hands.
See, that's why I love her.
That's what I said. She gonna knock a nigga out. She's gonna knock a nigga out. I said it.
Hence, Rich is scared.
No, I'm not scared. I'm just saying. I wear shades.
Now I'll leave my horror stories to myself. There have been a few I came across it, which is like I said that I'm not going to do this. Don't try to convince me otherwise. Other than that, you can get a whole resting bitch face, and I'm over it.
So they were trying to get you to do nude work when you were booked for fashion.
Thanks.
Have you had?
You sure you can't pull your underwear to the side a little bit?
Mm-mm.
Can you give me some under boob?
I purposely wore underclothes that do not match.
They was going hard in the paint. You think I don't know the questions? I've heard them.
Have you ever had a shoot that you've absolutely walked out of?
No.
Okay.
Wow.
You ever had a creepy ass photographer?
Yes. Keep going.
Creepy ass photographer.
Creepy ass photographer, Jay.
How you doing?
No, I don't know. I haven't had a creepy photographer.
Wow.
I was hoping I could press up on somebody today.
What the middle section of the space between your toes smell like?
Now,
Jay, have you actually had feedback or talks with somebody who you X'd off of your prospective clients?
I've had conversation.
Yeah.
I can be a-hole at times. So depending on how your message comes across, if you have misspelled words and things like that, I don't even entertain.
So make
Yeah,
sure your diction is
if
correct.
If I can't follow what you're saying,
Right.
it's a no.
Spell check works.
Close,
Grammarly.
night, figure,
And
see you.
how my face breaking down right now?
Yeah.
That's
That-
how I
that's-
read it. And it's
I
what?
actually had this message come across. You take beautiful pictures. I was like, where are you from? Vietnam?
Like, what do they even mean?
You take beautiful picture? I was like, what? Wow. I'm sorry. That could get
I have.
but
quite a
I'm
few of
saying
those
like
before.
that's how I read the message. If
Yeah.
I get shit canned for that, I'm sorry. I mean,
I got a question.
I'm not going after any nationality.
All right, Mr. Needs
I got
a
a question. As a model, how do you differ from TFP versus patients?
What they ask for.
Quality of work.
Quality of work.
Quality of work.
If you shoot like shit, TFP ain't it.
All right. If your
That-
shit look like it came off a phone.
You're actually getting this rate sheet. You're absolutely wanting it because you're not about to waste my time.
Yeah, fuck you.
Have
I'm
you-
with her. I'm
Okay,
with her.
so let's go there. Let's go
Along
there.
with, it's not even just that, but sometimes it's a struggle. I need to recoup my money back from the shit that I done bought.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Time
So-
is money.
Yeah, you pulling me away from another hustle for this hustle for free. It's cool. I like it and all, but
Is it worth it?
I need coins. I need
Mm.
coins. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pulling me away from something else. So it has to be way worthwhile. Like, yeah.
Because at this point in our relationship, the only time we even think about doing something together is when it's a concept that we think the other one can do. Like we don't just call each other and say, "You feel like shooting?" Usually, when me and Jay reach out to each other, it's like, "Yo, I got this idea.
Right.
Can I do this with you?" And you be like, "Yeah, of course." Or you be like, "Yo, Jay, can we do this? I got this. I want you to shoot this for me."
Okay.
Because and it's like, all right, Booski, come on through. because at this point in our career, we know what we do that will turn heads and lock eyes. So we don't have to do everything together. Anybody can, you know, do something amazing with Jay because Jay is such a versatile model. But
I am freelance. I belong to no one.
right.
Mm.
You remember when they thought that
one.
you belonged to me?
I don't know how they got out there.
I don't
but-
even know how they got out there. Like
Yeah.
we worked so long together and put out so much quality work. People thought that she was signed to a mythical photography management company that I'd never had.
Mm.
Because after being in music management for over 25 years, I said I'd never manage anything else again except for myself to not get into trouble. So it was kind of weird that somebody would say that Jay was managed by me, and we've just been friends and photo shoot partners for the last 13, 14 years. So,
And bodyguard.
and buddies.
The bodyguard. I want my arms to look like yours. I'm sorry, I'm jealous. Show the muscle. Come on. Let's have a
He
muscle.
is talking about Jay's
I like her
definition.
arms though. Like
So Jay, you know what?
you
Yeah,
boxing.
Jay, you don't really have to respond to pretty much a posting in the TFP group. So we know your quality of work, your versatility dictates that you get a personal phone call. You don't necessarily have to say, yeah, I'm available on a posting from a TFP group, correct?
Don't nobody call me.
Don't nobody
I
call
call her.
Don't nobody call me. Don't nobody text me. Don't inbox me. Don't DM
What?
me. They don't send no pigeons. No
Hold
nothing.
up. Wait a minute. What's your wait a minute? Hold up. Hold up. But see that I don't know if you do post say I'm available, I'm trying to figure out what happens to the rest of the group. Do the group say, "Oh shit, god damn,
No,
Jay
not
done
even.
posted her name.
Not.
Oh Lord,"
Nope.
or shit, I'm gonna put my name. I'm just trying to get a feel,
It
what.
carries on like it normally would any other day.
It's crazy because I don't know whether it's sort of like when the girl at the bar is really pretty and she leaves the bar at the end of the night by herself because everybody was scared to ask her if they work, if she go out with them, or at least have a drink from them, or at least dance with them. It's like sometimes people will get scared to approach because they don't have the tools to approach the person. Doesn't mean they don't have the tools in their tool shed to take a great image. They just don't know how to approach a model that has a very has amassed a career like you. So they see you and they see the work that you put out, and they like, I don't know if I could shoot J. Nicole because she shot with Blasey Blasey and that picture was great. Maybe she won't say yes to me. But what you have to
Like Chris.
understand, what you have to understand is like, what you have to understand is that I heard what she said.
I know.
Stop it. What you have to understand is that you have to shoot your shots. And that's another thing in these groups, you got to shoot your shot because she will look through your portfolio and go, oh my God, he shot that. I need him to work with me. I want to see if he can recreate that magic with me. And you're thinking that you're not worthy, and you have done stuff that's more than in her wheelhouse where she's able to feel like she can shoot with you. Don't limit yourself because you're limiting what you think you can do. She may say yeah to you because she sees something that you've done that she wants to duplicate in her career.
And she's not an asshole.
And she's not an asshole most of the time.
Wow.
I'm never an asshole.
Except for when I first
You're
met
not
her.
a whole ass, but you can be an asshole if you need to be.
When I met her, she made me
Just
run to
like,
the car
I'm
like
a-
dude off
I'm
of
an
Fridays.
asshole. Always. I'm an asshole.
I'm joking. Oh,
He doesn't. You don't
Oh,
like
no.
her knees. His knees. He said you don't like his knees.
Everyone loves my knees.
Something
Who's
wrong with him.
lying?
Why would I like your knees?
What?
Something wrong with him. Something's wrong with him.
You like
So
it? All right, it's
anyway,
I had a little oomph.
huh?
so
See what I mean?
well, you know what? It has been an amazing night. We've had a great conversation, and I want to do something a little different. and I know I didn't take it up with you yet, Scott, but
Uh-oh.
we don't need any closing statements. You know what? What we're gonna do is we're gonna just say this. We've talked about the issues that concern us. We've done it. We've said the things that we didn't like, the things that we do like, and we've had a great conversation with great people. So I'd like to end this podcast on a good night. How do y'all think about that?
Good night.
Night
All
night.
right. I love you. Thank you for coming in, and we'll see you next week on the Grown Man Podcast.
And let's go get fucked up.
Night night.
Good night.
Peace.